Hey, what's up, my little Tattle Tells? Listen, Wendy Williams was spotted out looking discombobulated and showing signs of mental decline. Now, hear me out. I know Fee from Gossip in the City posted this picture of Wendy sleeping in the Louis Vuitton store with a glass of bubbly by her. I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the first people to be like, okay, well, fine, she fell asleep in the store on the bed. Wouldn't be the first time I did. And that glass of bubbly is untouched. However, y'all, she is, and I'm not even being funny. And the one thing that hit home, that she is in the middle of a severe cognitive decline. I know I doubted it when I think Tasha K first broke the story. A lot of people did. But in the one thing that has hit home, that this woman is in severe cognitive decline, Wendy Williams was spotted in the foyer of her luxury apartment building in New York City, barefoot. I'm not trying to be funny. She was spotted barefoot in that apartment in New York City. For anybody that's ever lived, visited, goes to New York City, you know you would rather put acid in your eyes than stand on any surface in New York City or sit on it barefoot, bare leg, bare whatever. Y'all, let's take a look at these pictures and then actually let's discuss what's going on with Wendy. Why so many people don't want to show her grace, and why so many people just don't understand what a significant mental cognitive decline is. Let's get into this. Before we do, y'all know what I'm going to ask. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that like button like you are Wendy's bare feet hitting the filth that is a New York City floor, in or outdoors. Ugh, let's go. All right, so here's the pictures that somebody took sneaking of Wendy in her luxury apartment lobby. You guys, first of all, I mean, she's famous. What are you going to expect? Right now, getting paparazzi pictures of her out there looking crazy is at top market. Even if Wendy would be like, oh my God, let that woman go shopping in dirty sweats. You just can't be afforded that luxury because you are famous and people do want to catch you slipping. Unfortunately, look at this. Wendy's mental state causes people to catch her slipping all the time. Look at this. Look at the shock of her neighbor. Like, what in the world? Is it an emergency? Is your apartment burning down? I don't think people recognize the public spaces of New York City, even inside the lobby of your apartment, how dirty and filthy that street is. How you see rats playing hopscotch. How you see like people it's a mess. It's filthy. It's filthy. And Wendy is sitting there with bare feet. Again, I'm not trying to be funny. To me, this hits home that you are in severe mental decline. There is something seriously serious off. No lifetime New Yorker would ever do this. Ever. And that is why. Look at this look of shock on this lady's face. Look at it. Look at this look of shock on this lady's face. Even she knows. By the twitching of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. And you guys, this brings up an interesting point because, again, I don't want to believe that people are naturally this cruel. I don't. Now, they might be, and maybe I'm living in Shangri-La, La Land. But the fact that anytime Wendy is dragged, criticized, photographed, mocked, humiliated, people are like, oh my God, you're just a Wendy's fan. Let me tell you something. My fandom, that comes and goes with the wind. I'm not, y'all, listen, that is not my point. My point is that any thinking person that's actually dealt with somebody in severe mental decline, cognitive decline, or you've even read and educated yourself on the subject, you would know that these people mocking and making fun of Wendy, it's literally like going to somebody's funeral and mocking and making fun of them laying in the grave. Why is that? Because the first thing that there are experts that have to teach you to deal with especially with adult children, to deal with dealing with somebody in severe mental cognitive decline. What does that actually mean? It means that there are special therapists, grief therapists, that help the families of people move through that. What does that mean? It means that you must recognize, for good or bad, that the person that you might have issues with or a lot of love for no longer exists. They are not the same person that made you lunch. They are not the same person that tortured you after school. They are not the same person that maybe caused you a bunch of trauma. They're not the same person that maybe gave you a lot of love. And when I say they're not the same person, I mean they are a shell of that person. It's almost like Case of the Body Snatchers. It's almost like looking at a zombie. They are not there anymore. So to take jabs at them, to throw them things, to make fun of them, to mock them, it's actually really sick. I don't understand what's going on. And don't get me wrong, I have fun dragging people on superficial things. It's funny. But at least for myself, and I don't know, you guys can disagree with me, you can agree with me if you want, picking on somebody with a physical handicap, a mental handicap, a physical disability, a mental disability, to me, is some of the lowest things that you can do. And severe mental cognitive impairment is something that it's like a roulette table, right? It's like playing Russian roulette. You never know when your time's coming. Now, I would never wish that on anyone, but to sit there and be so cold-hearted, like with juvenile thing. So Wendy said this 20 years ago. Wendy said that. Yeah, Wendy did. And that Wendy should be held accountable. But to literally berate someone, pick on someone, do this on someone that is not even that Wendy anymore. Maybe none of you people know what it is. You know what? Let's get some. Literally, you have to treat them like children. Try to address the patient directly, even if his or her cognitive capacity is diminished. Gain the person's attention. Speak directly and in a natural speed. Help orient the patient. If possible, meet in surroundings familiar to the patient. You guys, it goes on. They all go on it now so they can change how a person thinks, acts, or feels. These changes often present special challenges to families and caregivers. An ordinary conversation, for example, can be quite frustrating when your loved one has difficulty remembering from one moment to the next what is being said. Forget about one moment to the next. What about difficulty even remembering what was said 20 years ago? The fact that you guys do not understand, the people like, oh, well, she took plenty of swipes. Are you guys dense? I hate to sit here and get so upset about it, but this is literally like bullying a child, like literally abusing a corpse of someone. There's more. Individuals with moderate or severe dementia or another cognitive impairment often require special care, including supervisions, specialized communication techniques, and management of difficulty behavior. They may need help with activities of daily living, bathing, eating, transferring from bed to a chair, wheelchair, toileting, and other personal care. There's more. You have to keep your language simple. Asking questions like, would you like to come in and sit down and have a snack? That's not going to work. You have to use simple statements like you're talking to a toddler. Sit down. Here's a snack for you. And allow time to respond to each question or request. We saw this in her interview with Fat Joe and her other interview. Now get this. Wandering and poor judgment may be a signal of a need for 24-hour supervision. Be sure to review the home safety. If wandering or aggressive behaviors are problems, you may need to contact emergency, police, fire. Okay, fine. We have all that. But I say this to say this. You guys, we need to get on the same page. And if we are on the same page, we need to start asking some harsh questions that no one wants to ask. Wendy's under guardianship. What is the exact nature of her cognitive decline? And if she is a severely or moderately mentally impaired, as Tasha K broke months back, even I doubted it, but now we are seeing evidence after evidence. Why is the conservatorship not have her under 24-hour care? None of her staff is being paid. They're all working for free. The conservatorship has her money in a kung fu grip, but they are doing nothing for her sanity or for her safety, which leads me to believe that they want her wandering out, looking stupid, so they can have more excuses on how that conservatorship was cast over her money that even locked her family out. 2, if she is in this moderate to severe mental decline, why was she allowed to marry that man? Who is that man? Where did he come from? Is he an opportunist? I believe they said his name allegedly is Henry. We need more information on that. 3, if we all accept that we're picking on somebody in a severe mental or moderate mental decline, why are media personalities making jokes about it? This has nothing to do with Wendy. Okay? Before y'all come in and try to reduce it into some third grade hopscotch mess. Oh, you just mad. You just Wendy. So this has nothing to do with Wendy. Change her name to Sally, Tom, Sharika. Change her name to your mom's name, your dad's name, your cousin, your sister, your brother's name. I don't care who it is. The fact that there are people openly mocking somebody in the throes of a crippling disease that they have no control over their mind, one of the most scariest diseases out there. The fact that people are taking pot shots and attribute it to something. So I guess if somebody did something 50 years ago, you have a right to go into their funeral and knock over their casket, because that's what you're doing. Again, there's not many times I'm like, you guys, let's think of our humanity. But for right now, we need to actually identify what is going on with Wendy. And everybody needs to get on the same page. And let me tell y'all something. If I find out I'm wrong and Wendy is not in the middle of a severe cognitive impairment, mental, all that other stuff, then yeah, have at her. Hold her accountable for everything that she's ever done. But can we just make sure that's the case? Because at this point, something isn't right. I think everyone can see it. And the fact that you are looking at someone who clearly is a ghost of themselves at this moment, I'm hoping she pulls through. I'm hoping she gets better. I'm hoping this zany, kooky behavior is based off of something else that she's fallen back in with rehab. She was hanging out with Ray J last month. But you guys get my point. The media, everybody needs to get on the same page. There needs to be transparency. But right now, from what we see, the outside looking in, yeah. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.